by asking you, are you tired of struggling with your weight? And do you generally feel like you know how to eat well, but you make sometimes other choices for yourself? If you're saying yes, I feel, you get that. You're like, yeah, I know what to do, but I'm not doing it. Then I think you're gonna really, really resonate with this video. So I'm gonna show you how I hit my rock bottom in terms of my weight, well, my heaviest weight and my most rock bottom emotionally, and how I climbed out of that, and how I think that I could really help you and show you that there is a better way than dieting. Dieting is a band-aid. Dieting is a band-aid on a deeper wound, and we need to figure out why we're eating when we're not physically hungry, and that is such a game changer. I know it absolutely was for me. And only a couple of years ago, I was, overweight. I was 50 pounds heavier than I am today. I was frustrated in my own skin. I was, super, super struggling with just this war with food, and I was just so tired of turning to diets, yet another diet to try to fix me. And so I just want to quickly share my story of my rock bottom, because I think it might inspire you and show you that there's a better way. And then I'm going to teach you this one simple question to ask yourself to figure out, are you eating for physical nourishment and need, or are you eating for other reasons? And for me and a lot of my clients, we eat and we have eaten for many other reasons other than physical nourishment. Boredom, stress, sadness, anxiety, procrastination, the list goes on and on. And so until we figure out how to deal with that stuff without eating, we're always going to struggle with our weight. So my rock bottom happened a few years ago, and it was while my mom was passing away. And my mom, battled with leukemia. And I remember being in her hospice room with her, and my brother brought in some cheesecake, and it was her birthday, so we were going to celebrate her birthday. And nobody really ate the cheesecake. Nobody really wanted the cheesecake, but I wanted the cheesecake. As soon as everybody left, I sat there and bite by bite ate an entire cheesecake. And a chaplain came in to see if I needed to chat, or there's a social worker, I believe, that came and said, hey, do you need to talk to anyone? No. Both of those people, I literally said, no, thank you. And all I could think in my mind was, I've got this cheesecake. Like, this is all I need. Why would I need to talk about my feelings? I've got a cheesecake in front of me. So I think a lot of us can resonate with the idea that it's not really proper or safe to talk about our feelings. And so that's where it came from for me. It was like, to talk to a person and express my feelings? No way. I'm just going to eat my emotions down. So, I had lots of other things in my life where I used food, I like to say, as my drug. I used to work like 14 to 16-hour days, personal training, client after client, and I would not take care of my body throughout the day. I would not nourish myself in non-food related ways. I would not take rest, and I'd just go, and then I would get home and I'd have nothing left, so I would just eat voraciously to fill myself up, to try to give myself what I didn't give myself in the day. So I would eat for sadness, was a big one for me. I would eat because I lacked self-care. That was huge for me. I would eat because of my stress levels. And so food was kind of my drug of choice. And so I kind of had this big aha moment with my mom and the cheesecake story, because I was like, oh my God, I feel so sick from eating an entire cheesecake. But the sadness of my mom imminently passing away was still there. And so I realized, like, food, as much as it helped you in that very small moment, it never really fixed any problems. So, being mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually bankrupt, realizing that food could not be my only source of joy anymore, I needed to find there was a better way. And so the first step to overcoming this emotional eating was to become aware. And that's where that question comes in that I was telling you about. So the question I want you to start asking yourself before you eat any snack or any meal is, am I hungry enough to eat broccoli? Now, broccoli is not a bad thing. I don't hate broccoli by any means, but it's just kind of like a neutral food. Like, most people aren't like, oh my God, I can't wait for my cup of broccoli. So, if you're like, no, I'm not hungry enough physically to eat broccoli, but I want to eat cheesecake, then it might be that you're eating for a reason other than physical hunger. And sometimes it's going to happen, and sometimes we're going to eat emotionally or eat to celebrate and overdo it, and that's fine. The whole thing is that we need to start being aware, though. So it took me a while of doing these types of overeating and binging episodes, but once I started to be gently aware and become kind of like a detective in my own life, that's when things started to shift. It wasn't like instantly I quit it all, but I started to ask myself that question, Charmaine, are you hungry enough to eat broccoli? And, I'd say yes or no. And if it was no, then I would make an effort to do something else. Maybe all I needed was a nap. Maybe I was exhausted and that's why I was eating, so I needed a nap. Maybe I just needed a little bit of rest, so I'd go lay down for 10 minutes. Maybe I just needed to reach out to someone for support. So I just started to make different choices. And yes, sometimes I still went back to my old patterns, but even if I had a big binge, I wouldn't guilt and shame myself like I used to, but instead I would actually kind of just check in with myself, ask myself what happened, be curious, be aware, be like a detective, and then I would do better at the next opportunity. So I just want to encourage you today, use the broccoli test. Ask yourself at every meal and snack, am I hungry enough to eat broccoli? And I would love to hear what you think of this video, how this strategy works. I know it's worked wonders for me and for a lot of my clients. So I'd love for you to comment on the video. Let me know what you think. If you like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe, because I'm always putting out awesome content about how to live your best life in your best body. And of course, this is a pretty deep subject, and I go deeper into this in a free video training series. It's a 6-part series that teaches you fat release tips that have nothing to do with dieting and are deeper than just changing what you eat. And that's really been the key for me and a lot of my clients. It's not about the food, it's about why we eat, and it's about our habits around meal times. So if you'd like to download that, I'll pop the link in the comment section, and I would love to hear your thoughts on the video. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to download those 6 tips because they are invaluable and they will help you get to a better body without dieting and enjoying that whole journey. So thanks for listening, thanks for witnessing my story, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have an awesome day.